Hi, I'm Kyle Renier, and on September 24th, the Marching Tigers competed in the Panther Marching Band competition at EIU. The Marching Tigers took home 6 trophies, including Grand Champion in the small school division. This is a huge accomplishment and is worth celebrating.
So in regards to what I do with the Marching Tigers, we have a lot of different facets or different performance opportunities. So our main one that most people see us perform in would be at marching bands, at football games during half times, as well as in the stands. We play in the stands during timeouts. But we also play at competitions where we compete against other bands of our class, whether it be at Eastern Illinois University or at Southern Illinois University or at a high school like Monticello. But we also do parades, and often you'll see the Marching Tigers in town. So we've got the Halloween parade coming up. Immediately after that, we have an event we host, which is called the Fright Night. The Fright Night is a movie and a band performance in which we have an inflatable screen. We show snippets of movie without sound, and we play the music. And the Music Boosters is gracious enough to hand out candy, so that's open mainly to kids who like to dress up for Halloween and come in. But yeah, lots of community support, community events, football games supporting our town and our team, and of course we like to compete against other programs as well. I have to say that my favorite activity with the Marching Tigers is while I enjoy football games and I enjoy the parades, competition it's neat to see all the hard work that the students have put into putting together the program and the outcome, how they stack up against other bands. Ultimately, we're always trying to beat really just one band, and that's, as the kids know, it's the Marching Tigers of yesterday, at least the RCHS Marching Tigers. But it is fun to see how we stack up against other bands. I felt really surprised and elated by our how we performed on Saturday at Eastern Illinois University. I knew they would do well, but I did not expect. I anticipated we might potentially could get first place in our class, but the fact that we took home best music, we took home best soloist, thanks to Kyle Renier, as well as best percussion and color guard, and then on top of that we took home the grand champion for the festival for the small schools, outperforming 15 other bands was pretty outstanding, and there was a lot of excitement when they were announcing the awards. The band and the parents that were with us were going crazy, which is great, a lot of fun. This win was a big deal for us because it made history. The last time that we made a grand champion was back in 2003 at Newton at their marching band festival. At no point in the band's history over the course of several generations have we won best in class at a major university. So the fact that even despite pandemic, despite all the challenges, the kids were able to overcome and meet that accomplishment, make a historic accomplishment, is a testament to their hard work and dedication. I'd like to add that if any of you folks would like to come see the Marching Tigers, we do have some performances coming up. You can always go to our website, www.rchsbands.net, and go to the calendar. But we've got a game coming up at I think it's on the 15th of October, so it should be a Friday. We also have 3 more competitions. We'll be at SIU, Southern Illinois University in Carbondale this weekend. After that, we're going to be up in Effingham and we're going to wrap things up at Newton, the Marching Eagles competition. And then at home, probably the easiest one is on Tuesday, the 18th of October at 7 p.m. in the stadium. We'll have our final performance in which we perform for the friends and family of the RCHS Marching Tigers. So we'd love to have you folks attend.
My name is Warren Weitkamp, and I am the Frontline Director for the marching band, Frontline Ensemble. So basically I work with the marimbas and the vibes and the glockenspiels and all the cymbals, basically anything that's not marching percussion. Well, I really only deal with the marching band during competition season, so probably the competitions. I really enjoy the competition. They're pretty focused, actually. I mean, surprisingly, the nerves are kicking in a little bit there, but for the most part, they're pretty focused. They know what they're there for. They represent our school well when they're there. Very mature as high school kids can be, I guess. And the kids are in charge of loading and unloading equipment. So Frontline Ensemble is in charge of actually loading all that stuff and ratcheting all that down, with some assistance from myself and Mr. Vaal, but for the most part, they do everything themselves. So as far as the energy, they're excited when it's over with. I think more so than before. I think they're nervous when it starts, but they're really excited when it's over with, and feel very confident the last couple times after the competition. I think everybody was very positive. I've been through competition seasons before where kids have left the field feeling like they didn't do well. And I think for the most part, the last two competitions, kids were very confident. Well, I have to admit, I kind of guessed we would do well just based off of the performance. I knew from the first downbeat, I said if they can get the downbeat of the first song locked in and it stays locked in the entire song, they're going to nail this. There's not any band here that can beat us. So I was kind of jokingly saying every time they would say the award, I would say our name prior to them saying it. And I said, well, I jinxed us for the two of the awards, because I said our names. But I felt very proud of the kids, and there was a little bit of an emotional thing there, thinking these kids have worked hard all season. I'm not the band director, so to speak, but I feel like I have some investment in these kids because I have some of these kids in my choir, or I've had these kids in my choir in middle school, or I've worked with these kids during our musicals and stuff like that, or even had them in my history rock class. So I know all these kids pretty well. So it was a nice moment.
Oh yeah. Oh sure, stop when I start recording finally.
My name is Nancy Deimel, and I am the Music Department Manager for the RCH Marching Tigers and the Music Department, which includes both band and choir. What I do with the Tigers is a lot of different things. First of all, I fit them for all their uniforms, their pep band shirts, their department shirts, shoes, hats, gloves. If they need to have any kind of clothing, I'm the one that fits them. I also put together their orders. If they need to order extra like show apparel, things like that, I take care of that. Right now we're ordering show shirts, show hoodies, caps. Shirts, hoodies, and caps is what we're doing right now. Also, I work with their fundraisers. I help take care of all the student accounts, so I can tell who is missing fees, or if they need to pay for things, or if they have extra money and they want to use it for something in the department, they're welcome to do that. I also am a liaison with the parents, so if there's any kind of issue or I need to touch base with the parents, I'm the one that makes the call. If someone's tardy or missing, guess who calls parents? That's me. I make sure everything's on the trailer. I make sure everything's loaded correctly, that we have all our equipment and all the parts of the uniform and all the instruments, and that's all in. I also chaperone the bus when we're going to competitions. I also help organize parties if we have a party or an event for the band, just for fun. I help do all that. The favorite thing that I like to do is any of the events kind of outside of class. The parties, we've had movie parties, we've had cookouts, we've just done all kinds of fun things. Going on trips with them just for fun. Going to Walt Disney World every 4 years, that's always a good time. So anytime that I can work with them personally and really get to know them as people, not just students.
How did you feel when the awards were announced at the competition last Saturday?
Oh my gosh, that was so amazing. The last time we got Grand Champion was back in 2003. I was actually working with Mark Hayes, and our show was called Glory. It was all about Civil War, so it's been a long time coming. But I could see it when we first started hearing the first places coming in for different parts of that competition. It was like, oh my gosh, we got first. Oh my gosh, we got that first. Oh my gosh, we got music first. And then I think it started dawning on me that, hey, we're going to take first place. So that was an accomplishment in itself. And then to become grand champion was just out of sight. We were all so excited. We were jumping. We just couldn't believe it. But so proud of all the kids and their hard work and pulling it all together. We had talked about what we needed to do on the day to get it done, and the kids did everything they needed to do. So it was just fantastic. I think a lot of times in a lot of years, we might get second place or third place, every once in a while a third place. We've not had that grand champion since 2003. So I think when the kids actually see their hard work is paying off, they work together, they're doing their best as each person, and it's coming together and we're starting to win, that gives them incentive to do even better. So they're pushing themselves better and better. So I think no matter who we're up against, that they're going to make up a good show. And we always tell them, don't worry about the other bands, worry about the band of yesterday. So you're in competition with yourself. Always strive to do better than you did yesterday. But we just have a really, really good group this year. We have amazing student leadership, and I think that's part of why the kids are pulling together so well. We're just a real family. We don't have, some years we've had a lot of drama in the past. This year with no drama. The kids are getting along. We're having fun. We're working hard, and it's really paying off. So this has been just a wonderful year. Just so exciting.
What I do at the Marching Tigers, well, my official title is Drumline Instructor, but I could honestly say I do a lot more than just work with the drumline. I've been doing this for over 30 years now, so I pretty much do whatever Mr. Jones asks. I mean, if he needs me to help with the marching aspect, with the visual aspect, if he needs me to help get the band from one spot to the next, I'm there for that. Also, I've actually have the capabilities and the knowledge to just basically take over an entire rehearsal if he in his absence, or if he just needs to go somewhere else for a few minutes here and there. So I can pretty much do it all. I'm an expert, if you will, in the percussion area. But again, I've been doing it so long that we pretty much can help with all kinds of aspects of the show that we have and different things that we do. So, yeah. So, favorite things. Of those things you list, probably the favorite thing is the competitions, because that just lets the kids do what they've been working towards. But outside of those things, outside of football games and competitions and parades and drumline things we do, actually probably one of the things I really like to do is just to teach kids some life lessons, if you will. I am very big on teaching groups like the band things that apply to all aspects of their life. I am very big on team activities, group activities, and things that just get individuals just to look at things in a life perspective, not just band. And those are the kinds of things I just really enjoy doing with the group. When the awards were announced, it was just amazing. It just really was amazing. Actually, before that, as the band was performing, I was standing next to Mr. Jones, and we have 4 songs. And after the 3rd song, I leaned over to him and I said, "Hey," I said, "I don't care what happens the rest of this show." I said, "This has been awesome. These kids are really doing a great job." I said, "No matter what happens, I don't care what awards or none awards." I said, "This has been just totally awesome." And when they started giving the awards out and they kept calling our name, it's just amazing. It's just such a great feeling to let the kids finally be rewarded for their efforts, and Saturday was just a very good performance on their behalf. So it was just exciting. It was just so great. So yeah, so important and such a big deal because first of all, to my knowledge, we'd have to look back on the records, but to my knowledge, the marching band earning a grand champion trophy has only happened once in the history of this school, and that was back in like 2003. So first of all, it's obviously very, very rare for us to do that. The second reason is in some aspects, there's kind of a feeling that we just don't have what it takes to be the number one band at a competition. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, that's kind of changed this year. We've taken a different approach to things, both as a staff and as the students, and as just a full ensemble, a big group that we are. We're smaller this year. We're not the 80-piece band that we used to be. We're not the 100-piece band that we were, within the last 10 years. We're obviously much smaller. We're only at 50. And so the first thought would be, we're not going to be able to be as successful. And so for this to happen to us, and it just proves it's not a matter of how many kids you have in the group. You can take a smaller group and you can do good things. And when they put their mind and their efforts to it, especially leading up to this week, I literally told the band before we went on the field, I said, if you put forth the effort and the focus that you did this week leading up to this, I said, good things are going to happen. And they did. The kids went out there and performed. They did what they knew how to do. And it happened, and it's an amazing feeling, and it goes not only to the band, and then it's a reflection of our school as well. So it's just really good thing. It's just an awesome feeling, and in some ways it hasn't even hit me yet exactly what all it means, but it really was just a great effort, and we were rewarded for that. The kids were rewarded, and that's awesome. We are one group. We're one group within this school. We have a potential to be great, and we were great this past weekend, and I'm looking forward to us continuing this and moving forward, not only this year and the years to come. The kids need to know that. The students, the rest of the students at the school, the staff, the faculty, and the community, they all need to know that we can be this successful group. Okay, we are not technically a sport, but we are an extracurricular activity, and it's a large group of kids, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get that many students on the same page and working at the same level and put together something like we have. And just to get it out there, just to really get it out there for people to know and to kind of understand and invite people to come see us, even if it's at a football game, whatever it might be. Come out and enjoy what we do, and that's why we do it. We do it for the competition, but we also do it for everybody else, in my opinion. But it's something we're seeing, and it just tells the kids that we respect and we want to see what they do, and so. Come see us in any way. Football game, parade, competition, whatever it might be. Enjoy. Thank you.
Here we go. Ready? Go!
let's hear one more big cheer for the Richland County Marching Tigers.